everyone, this is Sharon, and today I'm going to show you the project that I am up to right now. This is a made-to-order project that is requested for giveaways, not my giveaways, but her giveaways, and she's going to put 3 5 ml doTERRA bottles, and yeah, this will be a perfect giveaway gift. It's like a small gift bags, and yeah, if you're watching my video and you're one of those who will be given this particular oils, and you should be lucky because these oils are really amazing, and it's like small miracles in a bottle. I've been using doTERRA for many years now, and it's making me feel better. It has uses for for healing common sickness, anxieties, and other kinds of common sickness that you might have. So I'm making 50 pieces of these pouches, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it just before the Christmas starts, because she will be needing it. And yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to make this particular pouch using the tulip stitch, and hopefully you'll be if you have time and if you want to use this idea, then you're free to do so. So in my next clip, I'll make another introduction about this particular pouch, and yeah, I hope it will add to your future ideas, pouches for giveaways. Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this essential oil pouches, and you can put 3 5 ml bottles of doTERRA oil, and this design is very simple to make. It's a tulip stitch, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So first step, you're going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then add an extra 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3, and on the 4th chain from hook, you're gonna work a double crochet. And then continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch across, except the last stitch. So once you get to the last stitch, you're going to work 3 double crochets in the last stitch. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And then this will turn our work to the opposite side, and we're gonna work our first double crochet in here. Make sure it's not where you have added your 3 double crochets, so it's gonna be here on this spot, and then work 1 double crochet. So just keep working 1 double crochet in each stitch across until you get to the last stitch, and I'm going to show you which one is the last stitch. So this is the last stitch. This is where you will see the chain 4 and then the double crochet. So if you add 1 to this, then you will have 3 double crochets in the same stitch, similar to this corner here. And then you're going to make a slip stitch on top of the 3rd chain. So round 1 is done. And then on round 2, chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next and in every stitch. So you're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch around for round 2. So for the this is still round 2, and this is the last stitch. This is the first stitch where your chain 1 is. So this is not this is not the last stitch. This is the last stitch. All right, and we're going to just work a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, not chain 1. And then we're going to chain 1 and then fasten off. So we're doing this because we're going to change color. If you're not changing color, you don't have to fasten it off. You can just continue. Okay, so for round 2, we're gonna make the tulip part. So we'll start with the leaves, and we need the green yarn for this. So we're going to make V stitches, and the first thing we do is make a slip knot. After making a slip knot, we're going to start maybe here in the corner on the opposite side, and then I'm going to insert it and make a slip stitch. This is round 3 now, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2 stitches, and then work, so we're gonna make a V stitch. So in the same stitch, we're gonna work a double crochet. Alright, so we made our first V stitch. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, and then on the 3rd stitch we're going to work another V stitch, which is 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet in the same stitch. So we will just repeat that around until we get to the last stitch here. So skip 2 stitches and then work a V stitch, which is 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Now I have 3 stitches left here, and since we skip after 2 stitches, and I don't think that 1 V stitch is enough, or maybe if I am going to slip stitch just right now, there will be a big gap here, so I've decided that I will just skip one stitch and work a V-stitch here. So there you go. If you think that the V-stitch is not enough, you can add one, or if you think that it will not create a big gap, then you can just simply skip this part. Okay, and you're going to slip stitch on top of the beginning third chain, which is the first double crochet, and then slip stitch and fasten off. So that's what I do. I chain one and then fasten off. So we made the leaves of the tulip stitch, and then next part, which is around 4, we're going to make the flower. So you can choose whatever color you want for the tulip. By the way, I am using a lanolin yarn. This is a yarn that is available here in the Philippines. It's a fingering weight yarn, so I'm using 2 strands of this yarn. If you're planning to make one too, you can use the medium weight yarn, such as the Red Heart Super Saver. I guess that will be the counterpart for this thickness of the yarn that I'm using. So make a slip knot, and then in any chain 1, which is in between the V-stitch, you can start working with the flower. So I'm going to join the yarn and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to work 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. You can do 4 if you think that it's not I don't know, bumpy enough, because the finish, the output would be like this. If you think it's not enough, you can add 1 more double crochet, but in my case, I think 3 double crochet is enough. So I'm going to insert the hook into the first double crochet made, which is the chain 3, and then I'm going to insert the working loop and make a slip stitch, and then chain 2. So I'm gonna repeat this pattern and work 3 double crochets in here. So 1, 2, and 3. Then after that, I'm going to insert the hook into the first double crochet, and then catch the working loop and work a slip stitch, and then chain 2. So I am going to repeat working the tulip part until I get back to the last V-stitch, and then slip stitch on top of the first tulip. So I'm on my last V-stitch now, where I have created the last tulip, and then I'm gonna chain 2 after slip stitching, and then slip stitch on top of the I know it's dark, so you maybe don't see it, so I slip stitch on top of the tulip, and then I'm going to chain 1 and then fasten off. So because I'm going to change colors, so I'm going to fasten it off, and this is what it looks like so far. And then I'm going to add the white yarn again to finish the whole pouch. So we're now going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, round 5. For round 5, after working a slip knot, I usually start on the opposite side so that it won't be bulky or bumpy or anything. So I'm gonna start chaining 2. I'm gonna start with 1 single crochet. So that's how I start with the single crochet, and then I'll hide the tail once I get back, just around here, and then work 1 more single crochet, and then on top of the tulip I'm gonna work my 1 single crochet as well. So that's what I will do. I will be repeating the round. So for every, in the chain 2 space, I'm gonna work 2 single crochets, and then on top of the tulip I'm gonna work my 3rd single crochet. So 2 single crochets into every chain 2 space, and then 1 single crochet on top of the tulip. So I'll be repeating this pattern until I get back around. I'm on my last chain 2 space now, and I forgot to bury it. You know, the tail, it's supposed to be buried around here, but it's okay. I'm just going to weave in the ends later. So working 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, and in the on top of the first, is it the first? No, the last tulip. So I'm gonna work my last single crochet, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet, which is here, and then after slip stitching I am now going to work a double crochet for round 6, and then in the next stitch I'm gonna work 1 double crochet. So 1 double crochet in every stitch around for round 6. So just keep on working 1 double crochet in each stitch until you get back around. I'm on my last stitch now, and I'm working my last double crochet. This is the last stitch because this stitch is where the chain 3 is, so this is not counted. This is the first stitch, and I'm going to make a slip stitch on top of the beginning 3rd chain. So now we're done with round 6. For round 7, chain 1, and then in the same stitch work a single crochet. In the next stitch 1 single crochet, and in every stitch around. So you're just going to repeat 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get back around. So I got back around, and now I'm going to make a slip stitch on the first single crochet. So round 7 is done. Now round 8 we're going to chain 3, and then in the next stitch we're going to work a double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet in the next 1 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and skip 1 stitch, and then repeat working a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, chain 1, and skip 1 chain. So you're going to repeat this sequence for this round so that there will be holes where you will insert the string for the drawstring pouch. So keep repeating that until you get back around. Once you get back around, chain 1, and we will skip this stitch and then slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, which is the chain 3, and then we're done for round 8. So for the last round, which is round 9, we're going to make the petals. So in order to make that, you're going to chain 3, then in the next stitch you're gonna work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch in the next stitch. So that's what we're going to do. We're creating petals. So the next step is you're going to chain 3 again to start the new petal, and then in the next stitch, which is the double crochet, you're gonna work the 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and then you're going to chain 3 again and then slip stitch on the next available stitch, and then you're just going to repeat chaining 3 double crochets in the next, chain 3, and then slip stitch in the next stitch. So you will be working petals, okay, by doing those sequence in order to create a lot of petals around for the last round. So it's gonna look like this. There's another option if you do not like creating this petals, then you can just simply work 3 double crochets in every stitch, which is similar to the first pouch that I made. So in here I just did 3 double crochets in every stitch around, and then you're gonna make a string, probably 60 to 70, maybe 70 to 80 if you want it longer enough to tie a ribbon. If you haven't seen how I made this one, you can check back the video how to crochet the doTERRA pouch for 3 bottles of 5 ml doTERRA oil. And if you want another design that can contain 5 ml bottles of doTERRA oil, you can, probably make this one. This is a tulip stitch design, and yeah, I love this design because it has flowers, and since doTERRA oil comes from different kinds of herbal plants with flowers too, so I figured maybe I could add some designs to it, and I came up with this idea. And then the last step that we should do is make the string. And if you don't like the design like this one, you can just add some strings with beads on it like this one. So you can just tie a ribbon, and that's it. I'm going to show you the finished product later. So once you have weaved in all the ends, then you can now start inserting the string, and I have chained 80 chains. So this is what I usually do. I insert the string from the back to the front, and then I would pull the string from the back and then do it like this, and I will keep on pulling it until I get back to the same hole where I have inserted the string. So this is how it looks like after you have finished making this tulip stitch doTERRA oil pouch. And you can, be creative using different colors for the flower. Anyway, thank you guys, and you can check back on my past videos for other tutorials.
She's waiting.